To celebrate the Hunted's release and 2 heroes that I'm interested in out of the gate, today we're dropping a double header of deck techs. In this video, I'm going over my Arakni ASC Toxic Daggers list, but be sure to check out the sister video where we talk flying, kicking, burning daggers with Syndra. So let's get to it. Poisoned Toxic Daggers with Arakni ASC. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hey there, my Flesh and Blood friends. Welcome back to Dice Commando, and happy Flesh and Blood Friday, as well as happy Hunted release weekend. That's right, and today we're celebrating by the 2 deck techs, right? Make sure you do go check out the Syndra version as well. That one's more, the Syndra one is more of me learning and piloting and trying to learn a new hero. But then we have today's, which is Arakni ASC, a hero that I've been playing since Outsiders. I actually took them to Queenstown for the, it was the 100 points or less Blitz, underdog Blitz competition. I didn't do super good on it, but I've been playing a lot of this hero. And what's cool about today is we're really just totally upskilling this hero. We got some pretty crazy cards in this set. I think that's a fair statement in terms of what Assassin got in terms of just raw power and disruption. So what we are looking at today is a poison dagger list. Let's just be honest, a lot of this centers around cards like Toxicity and Kiss of Death. Okay. Now, there is a bit of a misnomer in terms of the poison daggers because, you know, there's the whole like poison daggers line. We're actually not playing that because, I mean, let's be honest, Assassin daggers aren't as good for that because they cost 2. All right, so what we're mainly focusing on here is your play to just disrupt, go slow. Do you really go slow in Blitz? No, but the idea is that you're kind of grindy, putting on pressure, trying to set up your Toxicity Kiss of Death. Because there's not a lot folks can do about it unless they're specifically packing prevention. Sometimes they just don't have it. And you've got reacts and all that too. So life can get pretty tricky, okay? So at this point, I think the vast majority of people, because we've covered it a couple times on here, understand the Toxicity Kiss of Death interaction, but just one more time with the overlay. The way this works is because Toxicity imparts its ability onto the Kiss of Death card, which is an action card. Whenever a Kiss of Death hits, no matter how that be, whether it be normally or whether it be as a flick, you will still lose the 5 health plus the 1 additional health from Kiss of Death. Okay, so it does stack. And as many times as you can hit, as many times as they can lose health, and that's not irrelevant at all in Blitz. And it's pretty scary. Pretty scary. So we'll see what happens with this card in the future, but for today, this is the way to go. So link is in the description, but I am playing, I know people don't like it, but I like Redback Shroud. Redback Shroud works really well for the double react because you can pop or react and then you can do 3, and that works for Double Trouble, works for Bonds of Agony. That's basically it, but it's a nice stack. Okay, so I'm on Black Tech, I'm on Crown, I'm on Flick Knives, I'm on 2 Glaives. Don't worry, we'll be black filling with Celery if things work out, and then Redback Shroud. Okay, so there's only one card, in terms of marking, there's only one card in this deck that actually cares about marking, and that is my spoiler card, Take Up the Mantle. This is the only one that specifically cares about it. But what's really interesting about this, I know we're in the deck and we're kind of talking strategy already, but just stick with me. What's really interesting about this is, remember, it imparts its bonus before you do the switch. Okay, so what you can, and because you are not swapping them, it becomes a copy. So what's important about that is all the bonuses given to the previous card still stay, and all of the attack reactions and everything that you've done on the chain at that point still stay, or are still relevant. So something you can do with this, right, is you can take basically any stealth card, you can do a flick to mark them, you can then play Take Up the Mantle to give it the extra plus copy, and if you copy something like a Double Trouble, that stacks. You could pull a Bonds of Agony, right, which would then, if you did one more react somewhere, would come in at a +3 on itself. Pretty good, right? Pretty scary. So I know that we're only playing one marked card, but I firmly believe that it is strongly worth it in terms of just trying to get that to work. Furthermore, flicking the knives and clearing the way for celery seems to work well. Right, so Our Desire Body is in here. This card's pretty darn good with the ability to just, do what it wants to off of red cards, which is pretty crazy. Now, you're not getting the new thing where it goes away after. Card's still really good. We have Backstab for Riptide's still a thing, kids. Infect, Infiltrate, Just a Nick, and then, of course, the all-star of the deck is Kiss of Death. We'll be very interested to see where this falls in terms of week 1 price. Leave No Witnesses is a no-brainer. Yes, we're playing 2 Codices. Obviously, that's bread and butter. Or Weaver Spinneret. So we're in here. I have been finding that more often than not, I'm actually using this as a +3 on a stealth card. I did think originally, I was like, oh, what we'll do is we'll come in with this for a +4 dagger, and then the dagger would get go again, and then we'd do something else. I am finding, interestingly, that I actually want the go again on the action so that I can have options. So again, you're going to play what's in your hand and how it is most efficient, but I was surprised. I thought most of the time I'd be coming in for like a 4 attack dagger, and I'm actually finding that a lot of times I'm coming in for a 6 attack stealth. So it's interesting learning after getting actual reps with it. Razor's Edge, Sink Below. Spike with Blood Rot. That's the only Spike with we're playing. I used to play Inertia in here as well. I'd take it out because we had a new cards. We needed room. Fair enough. Toxicity, obviously. Bonds of Agony, Double Trouble. Infiltrate. This is for the Dominate. It's pretty good. Persuasive Prognosis. Blue Shred. I know folks do not like Blue Shred, and they like Yellow Shred, but Blue Shred's blue. I do like this one. And then Throw Dagger, because if you can do that with, it's another way to, if you lose Flick Knives for whatever reason, it's a backup for trying to do your Kiss of Death thing, right? Plus, sometimes you get a card off of it. And remember, a lot of times you have to go, Card's good. Card's good. Right, now, going into the sideboard, here's historically the problem. Now, we're not playing like the full suite of daggers, and because we have the Celery token that backfills, we don't need to have extra in our inventory. That's why we have no Concealed Blade and stuff like that, which have come out. So that's pretty sweet for us. But we still are really low on inventory space. So Arcane Polarity ×1, Oasis ×2, then we're on AB3 with Spell Void 2, right? Which is pretty good. And remember, of course, with the Respirator, let's go ahead and pull it up and just talk through it. That whole series, you can AB and then pop it for Spell Void. So you can actually drop a blue and then pop them both and block 5 if you need to, in game. I don't know, if someone's trying to Storm Striders you. Don't know who that would be. Looking at you, Steven. DM Armada. You know who you are out there. But either way, that is a thing that you can do. But we are light on Illusionist protection, which is not irrelevant because with the ward, your big stuff doesn't hit. So we are weak against Illusionist here, but there's only so much sideboard space that we can do. So I kind of already talked strategy as we went through, and I don't want to bore you all too much more, but this deck's really good. This deck is really very good. And it's actually worse for you, ironic. You don't not want to see your Kiss of Deaths. You don't want to be at the bottom of your deck. But getting Kiss of Death too early sometimes is bad also, right? So generally what you're going to do is try and arsenal. You're never going to, not never. You could draw Toxicity and Kiss in the same turn. But more often than not, you're going to have one of those pieces in Arsenal, which, yes, means you need to protect Arsenal. Right? They're going to know what you're trying to do in this deck, but a lot of times they can't stop you. Okay? But watch out for those dirty warriors and their, what's the agility token one, punch in the face or whatever it is. I can't remember. One of the best cards out of heavy hitters. Watch out for that sucker. Plus the new D-React, the new pirate D-React. Gotta watch out for it. Watch out. Anyway, this deck's super fun. It's not that hard to build if you've already been collecting the assassin pieces. Otherwise, it's a $650 deck. Yeah. But if you've been collecting the assassin pieces, as we've been going over the last 3-4 years, it probably didn't cost you that to get there. Because, Flick Knives used to be $15-20. Anyway, you get the point. So thanks for joining me, folks. Again, remember, go check out that Syndra video. Let me know what you think, and go Commando.